going to be talking about artifacts. Artifacts are an object made by a human being, typically an item of cultural or historical interest.
An artifact that we'll be talking about today is called the scarab. The scarab is a beetle and weighs up to 3.5 ounces. It is an omnivore and is 2.7 to 17 centimeters long. The scarab is found everywhere except for oceans and Antarctica. There are 30,000 scarab species, only 10% of all known beetles. The sacred scarab was worshipped by Egyptians. The sacred scarab was also associated with the creator god Atum. The sacred scarab is a visible form of the sun god Khepera. It is believed to push the sun along in the sky like a beetle does a ball of dung. It is often placed like an amulet over the heart of mummies.
Amulets, the second artifact of the day. In Egypt, amulets were carried, used in jewelry, and especially put in a mummy's bandages to ensure them a safe and healthy afterlife. The amulet was a small object. Each amulet bestowed a particular power of protection. The Egyptians believed it brought them good luck, just as we think a rabbit's foot or a four-leaf clover does. The amulet functioned in a variety of ways. The symbols on an amulet depicted what power it possesses. The magic in an amulet cannot only be confirmed by its shape, but by the color, the material, the word said, or the ingredients of an amulet could all be the source of magic for granting the possessor's wish. Boop.
One of the artifacts in ancient Egypt is the Narmer's pellet. The Narmer's pellet is a small, dark green schist stone. It is carved into a shield-shaped ceremonial palette, which shows Pharaoh Narmer's rise to power. The Narmer is identified by many Egyptologists as Menes, the first unified ruler of Egypt, and the founder of the first dynasty. Narmer's pellet also represents the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. The 23-inch pellet is decorated on both sides. It even has distinction of being one of the oldest known canvases of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphic writing. The Narmer's pellet is the oldest historical document in the world, and it is now housed in Royal Ontario Museum in Toronto, Canada.
The next artifact that we'll be talking about today is Khufu's statue. It is a small ivory statue of Pharaoh Khufu. He reigned for 2 decades. It is the only Khufu portrait discovered so far. It is 3 inches tall. The Khufu statue was found by Flinders Petrie. It was found without its head, but they kept searching and they later found it. Today it is housed in the Cairo Museum.
Death mask, the fifth artifact of the day. The death mask is considered one of the masterpieces of Egyptian art. It sits directly on the shoulders of a mummy inside its tomb. The death mask is constructed of 2 sheets of gold that are hammered together and weigh 22.5 pounds. King Tut is wearing a striped mummy's headdress, typically worn by pharaohs in ancient Egypt, with the goddesses Nekbet and Wajet protecting his brow. He also wears a fake beard, connecting him to an image of a god with the inner coffin. He wears a robe collar, and the ends are shaped as falcon heads. The back of the mask has the spell 151b from the Book of the Dead. This spell protects the various limbs of Tut as he moves into the underworld.
One of the artifacts in ancient Egypt is the Thutmose III statue. It is from the 15th century BC and is an artistic masterpiece. The statue immortalizes the 6th pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. Its stance and gaze creates an effect of a graceful yet powerful king. His face reflects a resemblance to his stepmother, his aunt, and temporary co-regent Queen Hatshepsut, all of whose statues he destroyed when he became sole ruler. The statue that reveals the pharaoh's identity and carved cartouche on his belt is housed in the Luxor Museum today.